Coming up on this edition of Bearkat Student Media News, saddle up for a wild ride at Sam Houston's newest sporting facility. We take you to the first ever event there.
Also, not everyone likes to go back in time. See what students have to say about setting their clocks back to standard time.
Live from the Dan Rather Communications Building on the campus of Sam Houston State University, this is Channel 7 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Talia Harrell.
And I'm Jessica Maldonado. Welcome to Bearkat Student Media News. Well, howdy partners! Sam Houston State opened up its newest facility to the public last weekend with its first ever rodeo.
Get ready for a wild ride with Bearkat Student Media's Thomas Chambers as he tells the story of SHSU's rodeo team finalist.
Sam Houston's very first rodeo attracted competitors from college campuses all across Texas and roped in a crowd that filled the new arena's stands. The arena is named in memory of the late Sam Houston alum and founding father of the SHSU rodeo team, Sonny Sykes. But the main spectacles of the two-day event were the rodeo competitors and their numerous events. JC Byler is a 20-year-old member of the Sam Houston State rodeo team. She competes in barrel racing, goat tying, and breakaway roping.
Oh, my favorite's barrel racing, like, for sure.
On the morning of November 9th, Byler and her horse, Tata, competed in the first qualifying long run of barrel racing and ended with a time of 16.25 seconds. This earned her a spot to compete 2 days later in the finals. On November 10th, the Sonny Sykes Arena opened up to the general public. The following day, the championship rounds took place. Sam Houston won 2 individual championship titles, Bradley Miller in bareback riding and Kristen Reeves in goat tying. Byler, meanwhile, completed her final preparations.
So I was definitely nervous at first, but then I've, rodeoed so much that I've kind of gotten used to it a little bit, so I kind of know how to tune everything out. So really leading up to my run, I was kind of just like, okay, calm and collected.
Come on, JC! All the way!
But the race didn't go as planned for Byler and Tata.
Well, tonight we had a little bit of a bobble. We were making a nice run. My mare was doing great, the first and the second barrel, but the third barrel, she kind of saw something, got a little spooked, and kind of got a little wide around the third. I wasn't going to be upset with her, it happens. So we kind of ran a longer time. I actually don't know what my time was. I know it was longer, but I wasn't totally upset with that at all.
Byler completed her run with a time of 16.94 seconds, which wasn't enough to push her to the winning spot. But she brushed herself off.
The bobble tonight, it's not going to affect me as much, and I'm not going to look back on it, so it's really looking forward. I'm going to be really confident, making solid runs. Sam
Houston will compete in 5 more rodeos over the spring semester to earn spots at the College National Finals Rodeo. From the Sonny Sykes Arena in Huntsville, Texas, Thomas Chambers, Bearkat Student Media.
Well, thank you, Thomas, for that coverage. I personally could not have gotten that close to a bull. But the biannual ritual of changing our clocks. We rolled them back just a couple weeks ago.
But not everyone's happy about the practice. Bearkat Student Media's Keziah Frederick takes a look at the controversial exercise, how it started, and if it will ever go away in the United States.
Daylight savings time started during World War I as a way to conserve energy. And in 1966, the Uniform Time Act was established, standardizing the start and end dates across the country. However, not all states observe changing the clock, leading to various debates on its relevance and importance.
I don't like daylight savings personally because since the days are shorter, and I feel like I have less time to do things during the day.
Daylight savings time may see a significant shift due to new legislation. The Sunshine Protection Act aims to make daylight savings time permanent, effectively putting an end to losing out on that hour of sleep.
I love when the time goes back because we get to start our day earlier, we get more hours in the day to get things done. So I think it allows people to be more productive during their day.
Introduced by Florida Senator Marco Rubio, the bill's fate remains uncertain.
I think it's something we need because our calendar is not perfect, so we need to be able to have that hour adjustment so we can make sure we stay on track.
The United States Senate passed the Sunshine Protection Act unanimously, but the bill remains stalled in the House of Representatives.
I don't think it's really needed. We're in an industrialized kind of era right now. We don't need it to be bright, and we have cars and lights, and so we don't need it to be light outside whenever we wake up in the morning, and whenever we get back from work, we don't need to.
I really hate it. I don't know why we need it. And it gets too dark too fast, which is scary, especially if you're working late or if you have a late class.
Whether daylight savings time becomes a year-round fixture or we continue adjusting our clocks, the conversation around timekeeping practices remains somewhat divisive. On the campus of Sam Houston State University, Keziah Frederick, Bearkat Student Media.
A new monument has replaced the I-45 Sam Houston statue as the tallest in Huntsville.
That's right, more than 50% taller, in fact. Bearkat Student Media's Tracy Downey takes us to Northside Baptist Church for more.
If you build it, I will come. That's what Pastor Reagan Cooksey of Northside Baptist Church heard while traveling down Highway 99 one day.
And so I went to the church and I said, okay, here's what I want to do. I want to build this cross, 120 foot tall, 64 feet wide. And I said, so what do you think, church? And they said, man, let's do it.
For Northside, building the largest monument in Huntsville felt more like creating a field of dreams. The cost? $225,000 without the church's money to budget.
So the cross has been something that we have been praying about for a long time.
But the church fell short $24,000.
And I thought, and I'd already said, God, if you don't intend it to be, we won't get the money.
And then a miracle happened.
This man reaches in his back pocket, pulls out an envelope, hands it to me. He says, preacher, build that cross. The man gave $100,000 that day. Put me to $276,000 on a $225,000 goal. I picked up the phone and started ordering stuff.
With the help of Rosier Construction supervising and Cornerstone Engineering designing the cross and some charitable local businesses, within 10 days, Northside's dream finally came true.
Through all that time of planning and praying about it, the Lord provided everything that we needed to make that happen.
In 2023, Northside's congregation grew to 100 more parishioners. Since the raising of the cross last month, people are continuing to come.
People that drive from Lufkin to church here. People come from Elkins. People come from Madisonville.
Cooksey believes a movement is happening. After 37 years with Northside, he's proud to be part of it.
This bigger that.
In Huntsville, Tracy Downey, Bearkat Student Media.
'Tis the season for giving, and that includes the university's canned food drive for the 102nd annual Tree of Light ceremony.
Bearkat Student Media's Melissa Mishalevich has more on the drive and who exactly the donations benefit.
At the Lohman Student Center in room 215, the Campus Activities and Traditions team has opened its doors to the public asking for canned food donations.
We're hoping to get a good turnout. We've had a lot of people come and donate already, and it's a very popular thing. I know people love the shirts, but people also love to give back to the community.
All canned food collected from this year's 102nd ceremony will be donated to the Good Shepherd Mission, a nonprofit organization that provides not just food but clothing, shelter, and counseling for the Huntsville homeless population.
So we first go ahead and count them once every box is complete, so we get like a total count of how many cans are donated, and then we'll go ahead and stop by Good Shepherd Mission. We'll donate all the cans to that organization, and we'll kind of help them put them away as well. And yeah, so we give to a local entity.
For more than a century, Sam Houston State has been giving back to the community by collecting donations. Students, staff, faculty, and locals have been invited to help collect cans for the Good Shepherd Mission and are also invited to the tree lighting ceremony the canned food drive is honoring.
When I was on campus, I saw flyers talking about the Tree of Lights service that they do with canned goods, and I figured that next time I went to the grocery store, I would grab some extra ones and come and donate it, which I did today.
With the donation of 4 or more canned goods, locals are offered a unique shirt that includes a picture of the iconic Christmas tree on the campus square. On the campus of Sam Houston State University, Melissa Mishalevich, Bearkat Student Media.
Coming up, we take a look at the larger-than-life works of arts.
But the details tell the even bigger story. See Sam Houston's newest art exhibit.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
You're watching Bearkat Student Media News, a production of the Mass Communications Department at Sam Houston State University, only right here on Channel 7.
For more than 80 years, Fort Hood in Texas has stood in America's defense.
Now, Fort Cavazos will continue to defend in the years to come. Bearkat Student Media's Bailey Ware has more.
Centered deep in the heart of Texas lies the third largest Army base in the world and the only Army base capable of stationing and training 2 armored divisions.
Even whenever I was still in, when they were going through the name change, no one really knew it was a Confederate general or cared.
The base was originally named after John Bell Hood, a reputedly aggressive commander in the Confederate Army who led troops into battle personally. But as of May 9th of this year, Fort Hood is now Fort Cavazos, named for Richard Edward Cavazos, the first Hispanic 4-star general. General Cavazos served in the Korean War, where he earned a Silver Star and a Distinguished Service Cross as a lieutenant. He received another Distinguished Service Cross in the Vietnam War as a lieutenant colonel.
And like I said, I mean, General Cavazos probably deserves a little bit more, and he was stationed at Fort Hood, so it makes sense.
I don't see what the big deal is, but I'm just a, average person that doesn't have a say in what happens, so.
The name change comes from the Department of Defense's naming commission to confront racial injustice and inequality. 6 bases originally named after Confederates have already been changed to honor people who have achieved notable status, with 3 more to be changed.
I mean, like I said, you can't change history. I don't know why they're changing it. I mean, because of the history, because he's a Confederate, or is that what they're trying to do?
Fort Cavazos' name change cost approximately $1.5 million. Some believe the money could have been spent on bettering the lives of soldiers and veterans.
That could have gone a lot further, improving like little small changes of life on Fort Hood. We still have Moldy Barracks. There's the Fort Hood family housing. A lot of them are basically living in condemned houses that they just kind of push to the side. Millions of work orders never getting filled.
The reputation of the base also took a hit when soldier and specialist Vanessa Guillen went missing in April of 2020. She was missing for 2 months before her dismembered and burned remains were found. Although Guillen's case was not the only missing persons case, Guillen's case brought to light many others that had gone without justice. 14 senior officers were punished due to leadership problems at the base.
You Google the name Fort Hood, the only thing that comes up is soldier suicide, soldier missing, which is a huge problem.
While the signs over I-35 and I-14 have changed, and signage in front of the entrance gates have changed, one thing still remains the same: Fort Hood Street. It's unclear if Fort Hood Street will also be renamed or if it will remain untouched. From Fort Cavazos, Bailey Ware, Bearkat Student Media.
A new art exhibit is being featured on campus.
It's called Glossolalia, and you can find it in the Dana G. Hoyt Fine Arts Building.
Bearkat Student Media's Karina Renteria takes us on a tour of the works on display there.
The Dan G. Hoyt Fine Arts Complex is hosting the exhibit Glossolalia.
It's like a wide variety. We have like sculptures and everything. There's a lot of people that come in and look at the artwork and everything, and they really enjoy it.
The art detached was based on camera footage. The artist set up a camera and captured rats in the camera. Untitled by Cheyenne Weaver took up most of one room in the gallery with the size and in-depth detail of the sculpture. On the sculpture, tiny photos could be found that tell a bigger story of the art. All of the art featured in this exhibit is 3-dimensional. Some are pinned to the walls and some are hanging or displayed on stilts. The radio art is many art students' favorite as it is not only hanging from the ceiling, but it also emits radio frequency. Some art is more interactive. Unfortunately, Kneel Still by Matt Steinck was an interactive piece until a malfunction caused it to be non-interactive. Exhibits like this are featured all throughout the year and are open to the community and all Bearkats.
The show Glossolalia, which means speaking in tongues, is about is 3 artists, Matt Steinck, Cheyenne Weaver, and Laura Litt. Each artist works 3-dimensionally. And what we'd like it to be, we want it to be an immersive art show that delves into the intriguing intersection between human expression, transcendent experiences, and the power of the unknown.
From the Dan G. Hoyt Fine Arts Building, Karina Renteria, Bearkat Student Media.
Have you noticed people walking around campus with cameras only for them to start snapping photos of you and your friends?
Well, they're certainly not stalkers, and there's a reason for their presence around SHSU. Bearkat Student Media's Enrique Paz tells us more.
During an event, you might hear a shutter or two coming from nearby. A photographer has just taken your shot, and you'll be part of the university's latest promotional campaign. These photographers, members of the marketing department's street team, are committed to capturing the memories made at SHSU.
Being the student life photographer, it's a real privilege to me because it's really my favorite job, man. It's really exciting that I get to come on campus every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm just a photographer that day.
Many say a photo is worth 1,000 words, and for Tega, this is no exception. He enjoys his work in growing the campus's lasting legacy.
I really just want students to have photos that they can share and, talk about with, their kids in the future, or talk about with, their friends in the future.
Throughout his work, Tega's made various connections that have allowed him to shoot athletics games, galas, senior portraits, and even New York Fashion Week.
I really believe that the camera can really bring out a beauty in somebody that they don't even know they have in themselves.
Communications staff oversee the street team and provide guidance on how to best promote the institution.
Our street team is our group of student workers. We have photographers, we have videographers, and we have social media students. And they roam around campus because that's their space. They know what's going on.
Boyd, a former reporter, is proud of her staff and leads them in publishing content on various mediums. Tega shares that enthusiasm.
I will continue to sacrifice a lot for this job, and I'll continue to persevere to be the best photographer that I know that I can be.
In Sam Houston State University, Enrique Paz, Bearkat Student Media.
Still ahead, Bearkats are ringing in the holiday season. See how students are lighting up as Frank Parker Plaza lights up this holiday season.
And we'll see clouds the rest of the week, followed by a good chance of rain on Sunday and Monday. We'll have your full weather picture coming up after the break.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Third-generation Bearkat Tacey Webb roped her way to a national championship through her hard work and fearless dedication. Trading her saddle for nursing scrubs, Tacey set her sights in another arena, a place where she can champion the needs of others. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Tacey reach their championship potential. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Good afternoon, Huntsville and Sam Houston State University students. Here's your local forecast. It's 71 degrees in Huntsville with sunny skies throughout the day. The humidity is at 83%, winds at 6 miles an hour with a temperature that feels like 69. Around the region, Centerville is at 73 degrees, College Station comes in at 75, Groveton is now at 71 degrees, Livingston checks in at 71 as well, Conroe 72, and finally Hardin also checks in at 72. Statewide, El Paso is seeing a temperature of 72 degrees with cloudy skies, in Lubbock 66, while Dallas checks in at 72. San Antonio is a warm 76 degrees, and in Brownsville is 77 degrees. Around the nation, it's 54 degrees in New York, 64 in Chicago, and 77 down in Miami. Denver is nice, 68 degrees. Lastly, in LA, it's 67 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll wake up to a temperature of 53 degrees in Huntsville. Sunrise will be at 6:48 a.m. with partly cloudy skies. Winds from the north-northeast at 3 miles an hour. Humidity will be a high 97%. The 5-day forecast in Huntsville tomorrow, the high is 73 with the low of 56. Friday has a high of 77 with the low of 57. Saturday a high of 74, Sunday 72 and cloudy with a chance of rain. And Monday has a high of 74 with a low of 49 and a 66% chance of rain. That's it from the Bearkat Student Media Weather Center. Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks to Leah. Our oldest tradition on campus turns 102 this year. Our annual Tree of Light event took place Tuesday. The Tree of Light brings together a lot of students every year. In addition to lighting the tree, the event features performances from our SHSU choral and Orange Pride dance team. But did you know the Tree of Light has been all around campus? The original tree is located behind the Evans complex. In 1996, the event was moved to a tree in front of Old Main. In 1980, the ceremony was officially named the Tree of Light and was held where the bell tower now stands. The tree now stands 42 feet tall and is located in the Frank Parker Plaza.
A campus organization is promoting a special way to give back this holiday season. Student Involvement's annual Tree of Hope event has begun. The department adopts children with holiday wish lists that attend Huntsville's Boys and Girls Club.
If you'd like to participate, stop by the LSC in Suite 326. You'll then pick up an ornament from the Tree of Hope that has a child's age, gender, and desired gift. You'll then return the unopened gift to Student Involvement. All gifts for students are due by Thursday, December 7th.
And the Cats did again on the football field, and it's a first for the team. I'm Bearkat Student Media sportscaster Enrique Paz, and I have all your action on the field and on the court coming up after the break.
As a boy, Lorenzo Baez's playground was the streets. When his grandfather suffered a heart attack, one nurse's act of kindness changed his life. Today, he is the first in his family to graduate college, and he's not done yet. He's on his way to becoming a doctor. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Lorenzo defy the odds. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education. Hey Bearcats, take your membership on the go by downloading the Sam Houston State University Alumni Cat app today. Not a member yet? Join the Sam Houston Alumni Association or renew in seconds to enjoy exclusive national benefits on dining, entertainment, and much more. Now that you're in, take some time to explore your exclusive member benefits. Read the latest edition of Heritage Magazine or find an alumni event near you. Click on our travel tile to sign up and explore the globe with our traveling Bearcats, or stay connected to alumni in your area as you take your membership everywhere. Come hang out with the Alumni Association as we tailgate some of the biggest games of the year by showing your alumni member card that is now in the palm of your hand. Download the SHSU Alumni Cat app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store, or visit shsu.edu/cat app. Eat 'em up, Cats!
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Enrique Paz with your Bearkat Student Media Sports. The Bearcats scored their first Conference USA victory on Saturday against Louisiana Tech in Ruston, Louisiana. In the win over the Bulldogs, the Bearcats forced 4 turnovers and scored in every quarter, including putting up 28 points in the second half. This was the second win overall for the Bearcats, who put up 493 yards of offense. Quarterback Keegan Shoemaker completed 18 of 28 passes for 269 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for a score. Noah Smith and Jack Sherrard both had more than 100 yards receiving. The game was put on ice when linebacker Kavion Gaither made a standout play in the final 2 minutes, intercepting the ball and going all the way for a touchdown. The Cats improved to 2-8 and 1-5 in the conference. And after the win against Louisiana Tech on Saturday, the Bearcats have more to celebrate. Conference USA announced on Monday Kavion Gaither has won CUSA Defensive Player of the Week. It's the second straight week a Bearcat has won the award. Gaither totaled 12 tackles, a forced fumble, and of course that pick six we've just mentioned. That sealed the victory as he scampered down the sideline for the score. Congrats to Gaither, and now let's go to take it to Western Kentucky on Saturday. To the hardwood now, where the SHSU men's basketball team took to the road against Oklahoma State in Stillwater on Sunday. Unfortunately, the Cats went down to defeat against the Cowboys 85-70. The Bearcats were only down 5 points with 12 minutes to go, but Oklahoma State forced the lead back to 12 by the 8-minute mark, and the Bearcats could never catch up. David Barnes scored 16 points for the Cats, and Marcus Boykin added a season-high 11 points. The starters, however, continued to struggle, shooting 11 for 39 from the field. Against Utah Valley, they shot 11 for 38. The Cats are now 1-2 on the season. The next game will be another test for the Bearcats as they travel to Oxford, Mississippi to face Ole Miss this Friday. A lot of excitement on the field and on the court in the coming weeks. I'm Enrique Paz, and that's a wrap on sports.
Thank you, Enrique. Earlier this week, artistic students took to the Cat Club stage to present their feelings poetically. The Common Reader Poetry Slam challenged students to present poetry based on the Common Reader book, The Anthropocene Reviewed, and translate those themes into poetry. These ranged from introspection on their own writing to lamenting about a lost strawberry Pop-Tart.
So with the Common Reader being available to all students, everybody's going to read it and interpret the information different. So the Poetry Slam gives the students an opportunity to just kind of share those experiences and emotions with the rest of the Bearcats here.
The top 3 participants, as decided by the judges and a vote from the attending students, received scholarships for their achievements. Poetry fellow A.E. Farnsworth hopes to continue the Common Reader Poetry Slam as a way to connect and express themselves in a safe space.
That'll do it for us this week and this semester at Bearkat Student Media News. I'm Talia Harrell.
And I'm Jessica Maldonado. We want to thank you for letting us be a source of information these past few months. Have a happy holiday season and see you in the spring.